Alright guys, welcome to the pilot episode of Garam Fitness Laboratory or Laboratory. I don't know what do you call it.
So what are we talking about
today our topic today will be sated versus full. So what's sated versus full anyway? What's sated?
Sated is the feeling of fullness.
So it means you're not full?
You're not physically full, but your body is telling you, your mind is telling you that you're already full.
So my mind is telling me, so my body is still, not occupied, it's still like semi-occupied?
Your appetite is lessened or
no, I think
the
appetite goes down. So what makes one person feel sated, for example? How do you feel sated?
Actually, if you eat fatty foods.
Yeah.
So if you eat a high-fat meal, normally within a few minutes you will feel sated.
I wouldn't say a few minutes, but I think if you are what they call this leptin sensitive and not resistive.
If you're normal.
If you're normal and leptin sensitive, you will feel full within I don't know, at least a couple of minutes, or like he says a few minutes. Then you can feel that your body will tend to tell your brain through the leptin here at the back of your neck here that you are actually full or sated actually, but you may not actually be full, and the stomach may still be able to consume more food.
It's actually your body's way of controlling your fat intake. That's why this happens.
So when do you want to feel sated?
Your body detects the fat at a certain level, it will release leptin until you reach that level, and then your brain will tell your body, "Oh, stop eating."
So what do we want to feel sated anyway instead of full? Why would we want to feel sated?
Why do we want to feel sated?
It's because we want to eat a bit less. We don't eat so much, man. So the idea is that if you eat some for example, some low carb, high fat food, you tend to consume a little bit less. If you want to count calories or macronutrients,
it's a way of
controlling your
calorie intake.
There's a couple of ways, if you do the high fat food, right, you actually tend to eat a little bit less because of the fat wise. Or some people like to do it another way. They like to eat a little bit more fiber, just to fill up the stomach. Let's say more vegetables or things like that. So a lot of the methods nowadays is actually being catered towards the high fiber one, which I think it's a bit waste of time.
I just realized that's the reason why when you eat salads, they put
olive oil.
They put olive oil, right?
Yeah.
You know why? That's the reason. Because if you eat salad by
omega
itself,
3, 6,
if you eat the veggies by itself,
what's the oil?
You won't feel full, It's
a monohydrate, is it? Or what's that?
Polysaturated
oil, right? Polyunsaturated. Cold pressed one would be better actually.
That's a good point. If you eat veggies by itself,
you won't feel that full.
You won't feel full.
You take a long time, but that's what it is. You eat a whole bowl of salad, you may not feel full. But if you add a bit of, let's say, normally you add some olive oil or some kind of a cheese or some sort. Normally you see those things in the salad bar.
Cream.
Yeah.
They put cream.
Mostly they put some. They offer you some Thousand Island things and mayonnaise and some fats, basically. Yeah. So I mean, there's a couple of ways they can do it. Normally, the fat wise will actually be helping you. So if you eat a lot of those, let's say fatty foods, right, it actually curbs your food intake actually. So you can actually probably take a little bit less food and still feel full. So that's one way of actually controlling your diet instead of eating so much.
Controlling your calorie intake.
That controls the calorie intake. But I think I would like to say that actually calories are important, but may not be the correct number to use. I think your macronutrients should be a little bit more better, if you control your macronutrients. But we leave that topic to macronutrients to another episode maybe. Today we just want to tell you that why you want to be sated, why you feel sated, and how you feel sated and full. What's the difference?
The difference between.
Yeah. So that's all for today's episode. So as we always say, it's never too late.
Never too late, man.